Natural England. Where's the gull problem? Please tell me.
Videos of gulls snatching snacks or helping themselves to food from shops in seaside towns are not new. A couple of years ago we put out a film showing how daring they are, attacking our reporter Alex. But Natural England's 2019 gull survey rules that there are not enough of them, so the Wildlife Agency has stopped giving out individual licences to control gulls. It already took herring gulls and lesser black-backed gulls off the general licences.
Well, plainly obvious to me. I think it's because the chip shops weren't open. They didn't have the access to human food, so they all decided to go elsewhere looking for food.
Anyone living on the coast during the coronavirus lockdown may agree with Natural England. Coastal tourist spots in Britain, such as Hunstanton in Norfolk, have been deserted for months. In the absence of chips, the gulls that remain in urban areas are finding food where they can. One desperate gull was spotted wolfing down a whole rat on a street in Italy. For a change, visitors to places like Whitby can enjoy their fish and chips in peace. Falconer and pest controller Gary Baxter warns the birds will return to seaside resorts with a vengeance once the lockdown ends. He says that's one of the effects of Natural England denying pest controllers licences to shoot them.
You would think, in the middle of a pandemic that the government likes to keep shoving down people's throat, this is a pandemic, everybody must panic and pull together. The place that I cover, as you know, Ben, supplies product to the healthcare services. Why didn't I get my licence? Tell me. Please, can somebody in Natural England please tell me what is going on?
So where are the gulls? George Winn Darley leads a team of conservationists on Staunton Moor, just north of York. He says Natural England's failure to issue licences is killing wildlife.
For the last two years, we have not been given licences to control the crows and magpies and gulls on SSSI Moorland, and this is the second year running that they've not got the licences out in time for the critical bird nesting period. This is a crow here. In fact, there's two there, look, isn't there? And they've come up here, one single purpose, to try and steal eggs from all these nesting birds. I don't see why the red-listed birds that nest on the moors, in particular the curlew, the lapwing, the whinchat and the ringoozles, etc., should have to suffer when they're at such critical levels anyway because of a bureaucratic nicety.
Morgan Brown works on an estate also in the north of England. The grouse moor has been inundated with gulls, which helped themselves to these curlew eggs and mice left out as part of a hen harrier recovery programme.
You know, we have a ridiculous amount of gulls flying over here at the minute. They're doing a hell of a lot of damage, but we can't get a licence to do anything about it. And you know, we've applied and applied, but we've had no luck yet. And by the time we do get one, probably the damage has been done anyway. You know, it could ruin our year.
This is caused entirely by the government's own nature conservation laws and their ineptness in delivering them. Wild Justice have identified that they are possibly not interpreting the regulations correctly, and that they should have been issuing these licences in a slightly different way. But surely it doesn't take 2 years for people to work out how to change the wording on the licences in order to comply with their own laws and regulations that they passed in the first place.
Back at Hunstanton Beach, Gary tells me it's just the latest anti-shooting move, and Wild Justice frontman Chris Packham is behind it.
They're quite happy to sit there and watch red-listed species be destroyed by herring and black-backed gull populations. They tell us that the gulls have had a 20% decline over the last 3 years. There's not a problem, says Natural England. The numbers are going down, says Natural England. Show me the proof. I don't believe you. Have you been infiltrated by Packham supporters?
Natural England claims it bases its licensing policy on the gull population following a coastal survey. But Gary points out that ignores all the gulls living on industrial estates, where they cause damage to property. So we went to Hardwick Industrial Estate a few miles inland. Gulls can be seen perched on nearly every lamppost, and scarecrows sway above the buildings. Stopping by a random business that had a few birds above the front door, Gary takes out his Harris hawk, Brooke, and this is what happens.
Well, as you can see, Ben, someone is definitely modest with the truth, aren't they? And that is just off one roof.